Okay. It's recording now. So we'll place a house somewhere in the middle, somewhere here. So you mark the locations of the house. This one is not totally horizontal. It's a little bit of angles over here. So the house go into this direction, so something like that. And then there's some moving over here. And then this is vertical of the house, vertical of the house. And then there's another shading over here. And so this is the house. The house has some entrance point, to somewhat here, somewhat here. Then this entrance point with some staircase. Staircase need to have the directions follow as well. Big pop over here. And then there's a path. And this one go to S shapes. Here you have some rocks, just to create some disturbance on the. He doesn't want to have everything too predictable. So anything predictable also no good in a landscape painting. So if you see something is strict, so you create something to break it, like this little things over here, this glass over, because it's too, otherwise it's too regular. So you introduce some dark over here, some dark over here. So I painted the trees, put some rocks over here, same. And this is good, this kind of fencing. And then the trees over here. Now the trees you don't paint, you don't draw exactly what it looks like. And then the rest is just the trees over here. We use a very light plant, okay? And then no more houses in the back. Okay. Because so that's about it, done already. So I'm not doing the depends on the times I will do the draw the. So the cow you don't need to I'm not drawing it because I don't want you to. If only have time then I will do it. If I do, I will just do some pencil mark over here to paint the. So now when you are copying a painting, one thing do take note that you're not trying to replicate the painting as well. Huh? You're just copying the design concept. So even though things will shift here and there a little bit, it doesn't matter. Your objective is not to replicate the painting. You just have to put a red line across it. You are not replicating the painting. You are learning the techniques from the artist based on those questions that you ask when you are decoding the painting. So that is what you learn. So don't be too hung up that this is not exactly like the painting. This branches doesn't come out here, or this dark doesn't come out. There's no branches here. There's the trees, the shape not nice. No. So don't be comparing yourself with the artist. So in a way, you're also creating as well, creating your own patterns, right? But it's just based on the reference to create your own. So you're not 100% copying. Maybe you are 80% copying, 20% creating based on this. So this is very important. Otherwise, you will be stressed out again. Okay. Okay. Now let me do the tipping. Let me temporarily suspend. It would be nice to not simplify. Okay, let's start recording. Okay. So everything needs to be ready. Let's shift to here a little bit so that you can see more of the palette. Let's shift here a little bit more. See more of the palette. See more. Yes. So this one is pretty good. So I'm also teacher. So when you paint, yeah, the setup is also need to be convenient. So everything is within is very accessible. So now this one I need to have a bigger brush. So in terms of brush size, this one is a bit small. So okay, let's get it. Pause this. So talk about the setup. When you paint, you need to have your painting areas very well equipped. So everything needs to be handy. My palette is put on the left side, put on the right side, water on the right side, my water spray bottle on the right side. The brushes that you're going to use, just pick them out and select the kind of brushes you need. Don't put all your brushes everywhere. By the time you need them, no, look for it. Just be prepared. Okay. And then your reference photo, your tissue paper, your lighting, everything there. Then you can start. So I'm now painting the layer one. Layer one I will be using wet on wet. And as I mentioned that for this particular one, I will treat the house as a standalone. I will not paint it and just block it out, but I will paint the rest. Okay. So the layer one will be the will be the will be light tone. Okay. So I will use wet on wet techniques. First of all, is to paint the paper and watch out for your pencil mark for the house, such that your water do not go beyond. So you paint around it. You paint around it. Just mark the location on the house first, and then I will fill up the rest of the paper. So spread your water gently across the paper. Occasionally, you need to see from the side to see whether you have a particular area too wet or too dry. So the idea for this case, when you spread the water and make it wet, it is to the water need to be evenly wet on your paper. Evenly, I need to mention again, evenly. Underline this word. So because if you don't, that certain area too wet, certain area too dry, then your water spread will not be consistent. This is very important. So I constantly observe and even go back and take a look left and right. Now, because the setup is not convenient to me to lift up the paper to see, so I look at this side. Show that. So you can see the paper of this size. If you're using a small brush, how long it takes you, right? So the paint that you are using need to prepare ahead, and ideally it should be freshly come out from the tubes. Okay. Yeah, so that's why those traveler pen is not a good one at all, because they cannot give you a full range of consistency. Okay, so so this is also a technique that you need to watch out for. It is about the amount of paint versus the area that you paint, right? So if you have a big area, you need to have a lot more paint. Okay, more than enough is always my answer to how much paint that I need to prepare. More than enough. More than enough. Okay. Now I might need to lift up this one for dropping, so you can make sure this thing is movable. Movable. Okay, my paint is ready, and let's paint. Okay, so just go. Now I will not paint the sky, just covering everything, but just leave some white in between. And normally the sky will be darker on the top than below. So as long as it is I need to make sure when I talk I don't cover the areas. And paint your sky in a irregular manner. Now I have these unwanted things. Now while it's wet, you can do a lot of things. You can even disturb the. Okay. So this one looks like undesirable. No problem, because it's still wet. So you can still, you know. Disgusting, man. Go. Hey, no. Okay. So it's still okay. Yeah, my sky is still okay. All right. So now I'm painting the trees below. No, this is a middle tone, so I don't worry about it. So until here, I will paint very light. Okay, just very light, very light. Now I'm painting the green. And green, I'm using the sap green in this case. And sap green, I find that somehow it's too. Okay, never mind. In the sap green. And because this row over here is okay, I will use for this part of the row, I will use a yellow ochre. Make some, just to add some varieties, I will make it more enhanced. I will use a little bit of orange and different types of paint all the way down here. Oh, cannot see. The lighting not good. Now always have your left hand hold a tissue paper to control the the, the your water content. And I can put some distant green. The green at the distance, I would want to put some yeah, put some ultramarine, just to make tone down a little bit, but keep it as to watch the water content on the paper. Okay, so certain areas already dry. Here is quite dry. It's damp. Here it's damp. So when you're damp, not a little bit more blue. Yeah, better. So I watch out the edge of the house as well. Normally doesn't come out, but how come today it doesn't listen to me? So I just put different shade of green. Okay, and here also some we can put a little bit blue over here to signify that this is very distant. And when you paint, also don't paint just paint beyond the edge of the paper. Huh? Don't paint just right at the corner of the paper. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. That's not good. Not good. Not good. And also don't paint it like wall. So you can dab with a different colors and different shades of green, huh? So that it looks more neutral, natural. Annoying, right? There you go. No. Because the student asked, can I add water on it? No, because that is where all the problems happens. You work with the wetness throughout. You don't put new water on top. So now we have to wait. Now, so we have to wait for it to dry. Let's start again. Okay. So our next step is to paint the middle tone. Where's the middle tone? In this case, it's a background. How it's a background trees, the greenery, and also the trees behind the house and all the foliage behind the house. All these, and we are just creating the shape. So the darkest dark, like this one, we will not handle it now. We just paint this shade of green, paint this one, but watch out to be using different tones or different colors of green. This one's warmer than this green, so this one will have more yellow, this one will have more blue, this one more blue, this one more green, this one more yellow. So these are the things that we will be doing. Towards the ground, we have warmer as well. And this one, I'm not going to do the house. So this one, I will make it darker over here with the dark green. And there's a clear lines over here. So the shadow part I will handle the last, so I will not do this. I will not do the house at all. Not much over here, and I will just doing this part only. Okay. All right, I will use the base green that I had before. Uh, I will start with sap green as well because this is the base green, right? To make the greens look darker, your pigment of the green need to be almost like milk, and maybe even more. Okay. Now, I will wet this paper a little bit more so that because in the background, it's still the edges should be looks blurred. Okay, it cannot be so clear. That's why I will just wet the areas by spraying. I will not put the layers of water on top because it might. I'm just worried that it might melt the paint behind. So I'm using a
Sap green plus
some ultramarine blue. So this is the size of brush I'm using. I'm no longer using the flat brush because that was too small, too big. So when I'm painting it, you look at my brush stroke, right? So it's not like drawing the line and then trying to feel, no, please don't do this, huh? Please don't do this. And then you try to do it in such a way that it requires some breathing space around. Yeah. Just carefully control. Now, when it comes to this part of the edge, you just need to be a little bit more cautious. You don't want this one to be, because this is near, right? So it's clear. So my brush, I need to be extra cautious with this. So I'm done now. Towards the lower, I add a little bit more blue. Okay. When I'm using my brush stroke, you see my brush stroke is it's not like one line, two lines. It's not painting like the sky. You see, painting the sky is left to right, up and down. But painting the trees, you need to follow the shapes of the foliage. So it's kind of random. Towards the bottom, you will have more blue. So I take a little bit blue and not adding water, so that if I add water, I will be diluting it. So it will not be. So over here, because the ground level is more, so I'm just using a straight line to guide me. And remember, don't paint just to you need to paint beyond, okay? Paint beyond. Using even darker one. So I'm adding some Prussian blue as well. Prussian blue is a good blue to use because Prussian blue is have a green inside. Hmm. So I need to make this one. Now always have the tissue on hand to control the amount of water on the brush. So towards the edges, I will use more dry brushes using the side of the brush and the nature of the paper to create the kind of textures. Huh? So that's what I will do. Let me see. So this one, let me try see whether it scrape away some of the. Okay. So I'm just creating the effect of the around this, and then just a few. Okay, so that's all. And then paint around this one with some more enhancements of the dark, and just tap here and there. Okay. All right. So now I'm done with this part. Then I will need to handle the one on the right. So the one on the right, very far end, is very purplish or very okay. So it's okay. So carefully map out. Carefully map out. So, all right. Okay. So the one on the top over here, back to the more green. Okay, so I'm using more sub green. And then there's some holes over here. Okay, that's nice, right? So I like to keep that as well. I like to copy too green. So I add some more blue just to tone down a bit. But yeah, I want to be greener than the one in front, behind. So paint beyond there. This one is in front. Okay, so in front I want to have more yellow. More yellow. Bottom over here should be then in the yellow and some okay. Dry out a little bit more just to create a misty. Okay, then the darkest dark over here. I'll handle it later. Here. Okay. So I am this kind of details I will do later. Now so this is the distant. Now now I need to do some, maybe it is also good for me to do the house now. Um I will this tree, so how can I forget this one? Okay, yeah, this one I will get some more yellow over here. Now this one is a bit dry already. My sense tell me that I need to spray. When you spray, watch out to where the water droplets are. They will be too. Sometimes if you spray too close, your water droplet will be the regional area too big. Okay, so this is just nice. It's just nice. So you paint delicately, and when paint is near trees, you can't have covered everything. So this brush is just nice uh, to create a kind of holes. Need some more orange. This orange look good. Okay, let's do some. And then some green. Okay. And then on this side, you have more of the shadow. Okay. Because the sun is coming from where? Still don't answer now. Cannot see fingers on the screen. Yeah. So, okay. So I need to be on this side to be darker, right? Yeah. And constantly leave some holes. Constantly. Yeah. We can sometimes just take away, this privilege of. So when I want to make it darker, I put some more what? Some more Persian blue. Oh, okay. Here, there's some occasional. Remember, when you are painting in nature, all the colors cannot be even. You cannot have evenly spread. Some variations. Okay. So done. The house. Now I need to do the house. Okay. Now I need to clean my palette to prepare for the space of the house. So I need to wash my brush, unless you have a new brush. Otherwise, okay. The house. Paint the roof. The roof is more like I see more orange and some burnt sienna. It will be like so I can paint wet on dry. This one towards the sun, the areas is facing the sky, facing the lights will be brighter. Okay, so I'm following the patterns of the shade. not painting everywhere the same. And drop some different colors as well. So here I have shadow side of it. Shadow side I'm using a darker, I'm using burnt sienna, but add some purple. Okay. Just to this one. Now I'm painting the shadow as well on this one, but later on I will add some much darker lines just to differentiate it. Towards over here, I'll add some orange just to restore the color of the flowers. Over here, you see some lights over here. Okay, this one is being covered up by uh, I'll just paint it over first, okay, and then handle it with the. And this one requires some more darker tone of brown, so I add some more darker tone of brown. Okay, got it out. I should go from light to dark. So here, I should restore to the lighter brown, lighter. And this one looks more reddish on the front of the. So I put more red. Don't worry about the brick, okay? But when you do this, also add some varieties of colors. And then this red. This choose the bottom is more. This white, I forgot, but never mind. Okay, can still remove some, okay. Okay. And then in front you have a brighter reddish orange. And then some dirty colors here. This one I just I'm following completely what they do. And then okay, this one will require some this purple. I'm using some dirty technique, okay. Too hard to stop to screen out, okay. It's a smaller brush. You have the white line, preserve the edges. Okay, we are not adding the dark yet, so the dark will not happen now. So while we are painting the house, it's also a good time to introduce the dark. Okay. Here, try a little bit more already. So just establish there. Can you see? All right. Then we'll touch up the ground as well. This one, the green at the front looks a bit weak, so now I need to enhance it. with the sapling. And the sapling need to, I want to enhance it and I add more yellow. Okay, better. And this side of this as well. This one to be used. And now this kind of thing need to be done while it's still wet. Otherwise, it will be too hard, the line, the edges. The okay, I will do this one, then I'll do this one. Because I will take the opportunities while it's still wet, I add this. Otherwise, I will lose a chance of the edges. Okay, no, still not there. There's a lot of things need to be done on the house. Shadow, shadow now. Okay. Okay, I think it's time to do the dark. The dark is here. Some more dark here. Some more dark here. Some more dark here. I don't see the house, I'm just creating. Some more dark here. Some more dark here in the branches. So, and the shadow. So these are the dark. The front part, I will do the last. Okay? Front part, I will do the last. How much time I have got? Oh. So shall we do this now?
Homework, sorry. To complete and show the completion.
Okay, okay, okay. So I tell you,
We go back to work.
no, I'm now back to the dark, okay? I will handle this one the last because this one really need a very bold stroke. Okay, that is exciting piece. That's exciting piece. Now, coming back to my palette, I still have my colors here, right? So I'm making use of what I have. And it should be done this way. Otherwise, you're adding every time you add new, mix a new color, then everything different, right? So you should start with what you start with. So use this color. So I'm using Prussian blue to create the dark. Then also.
Do you need to mix again?
Huh?
Do you need to?
No. I need this is for blush. This is for the job. So when you mix it up, your consistency also around the milk consistency. Milk and above. So yeah, that's good. This is milk and above. Okay. So I'll start with this one here. This one need to be dark because you create a contrast. Okay. Your brush stroke is again is yeah. Okay. Now this the this is a sepia. Okay. There's the trees. Go back to the big one. And this one I need to be darker. And then this orange over here. I want to stand out so to make some areas of interest. You want to be the strongest, you add some purple here. Too much. Okay. So this is my distant trees. And then this part, okay, I will let's do let's some more. Normally the bottoms of the branches will be much more darker, okay? This one first. Make sure I can capture paint beyond the. Okay, very dark here.
But you're recording, we cannot see what color you did.
Listen, it's always that color. So much. It's hard to just explain everything and script everything that I said. But it's a concept behind. Yeah. Okay, now it's the house. Um, the house I will have to create. I'll use sepia and the burnt sienna. Just to create a very dark brown. Maybe even some ultramarine. Just follow the patterns because it's a horizontal. This one, there's some irregularity. This one is the side view of the rectangle. This one. Don't draw a straight line, never a straight line, never a straight line. Okay, especially for this one, it's never a straight line. And then you don't have to do every piece, but it's just the general dot shape. Then so. Okay. Then this one, the dark side, I use more purple over here. I just making use of the same more purple. And this one just follow the shape because this brick over here just come out. Okay? This one very very dark. So whenever I have something very dark, I will use ultramarine. Okay, this one there's some more. This is not. I will add some purple here to strengthen the. Okay. Huh? And then this part, a little bit of other reasons, too much. This one I put a thin layers of this purple here. Here. Okay. And then while this is still wet over here, I just dump some dirty colors here. So small, beige, natural. Okay. And then this one too low. Never mind, just improvise. When you can't do something exactly, you just improvise, okay? And then this one put more. Oh, so strong. Strong, too strong. Okay, here is the shadow side. Very dark here in this corner. This one, the shadow side of it. This one, the corner here cannot be cannot be straight. We need to have some right sides. Okay, so that. And need to blur this one. This one is dot 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 over here. Need to specially handle. Disappear. Okay. Then this one not strong enough. There's some dark color to strengthen it. Okay. So here, all the this one require a smaller brush. This one I need to follow perspective. You cannot draw a straight line on this one. So this is 31, 30 patterns. You are painting a lot, painting the dark in the dark. So this is important as well. So otherwise your dark will have nothing to see. But with dark, there are dark within dark. Dark within dark. So just using my remaining colors for this. That. Whenever I wanted to make something really, really dark, I always use an ultramarine and sepia to make. Mm, so I'm doing another painting dark and dark. So this line is just a representation, and so you need to follow exactly what you see from the reference. So this is my 20% creativity. Okay, I'm not happy this one is still not dark enough. So now I can add dark. Okay, now your ground also needs to be this because it's a shadow side. So the house will have shadows on the green. So the shadow on the green, I will be using green and my remaining colors. Using Persian has a green. Yeah, so Persian has a green. Yeah. So your edges of the green also need to be watchful because this is a glass, right? Glass. So there are you need to support. There's okay. So from far you can see that this is glass come out. Huh? So you can go straight like that. If very far you can go straight, but if it's too close you have to see the shape of the glass. So they're still too separate, so I need to blur them. Color to blur them is ultramarine. Okay. Okay. Looks alright. Huh?
So disastrous.
Okay, now I'm doing this a big piece now. This is a big piece now. Big piece now I'm using um use a big brush and you need to prepare a lot of paint. So I'm using Persian blue. Why Prussian blue? It's because Prussian blue has a green element in it. So, but this Prussian blue will look too striking. So I need to tone it down with with uh with sepia. Good, good, good. Now, this is in milk to cream consistency. Okay, you don't need to paint wet on wet. You paint wet on dry. So I start from the top, just like that, and vary your brush stroke. I'm using the side as well, just to, and also now I need to change the color. You see, although it looks dark, but it's not a completely one tones of green, right? There's different tones of green. So I'm changing to a warmer green, darker green, just change as I need. And the good green to use is sepia, because sepia has a, you see, warmer side. Especially towards the edge, where it is thinner in terms of the layer of leaves, so the sunlight will pass through. When the sunlight passes through, you will see more yellow. So that's why on the edge over here, I will tend to use more, more warmer green. But when it comes to the dark side, I will back to this dark green. Remember not to cover all the holes. So now this is the edge of the so yeah, okay. Then of course you need to create a interest. Over here is a neon, so you need to have some uh, darker green. Okay, now you need to prepare the now what's good, otherwise it will too green. Oh, you cannot see it. Sure, okay, and so over here I'm using the sepia, and the sepia need to be
For branch, is it?
yeah, for the tree trunks. The sepia need to be very thick, otherwise it won't be strong enough. And to take away some water from the brush. Okay, then you make some different color. On your brush, I have two colors. So this one here, the trunk, go this way, and then too dry. Too dry cannot burn as well. Now this one I go up, go. It's no good already. I'm doing repeated stroke. Normally one stroke. Three pounds need to be now I have this the fence over here. This drop. And rocks. The rocks need to be dark blue. This one, the rock. Little bit. Okay. Make sure there's some gaps. And then wash your brush, and then the dark green over here. This one's strong enough, by the way. I need to handle the row first because the row is too plain. Now this row is too. Need to change water. I need to. This one is a big area. I need to use wet on wet. Now this one I need to create some textures of the row. I'm using some of the dirty colors here. This one I'm using back the rock color. Yeah. And then the green, the shadow green. Slight dirty. And it's not dry yet. Not dry yet. Watch out, I probably make dirty your book. This one cannot. Need to wait.
Okay.
Lastly, this magic color. No, this is lavender. Yeah. Color that
4-5 times at least.
4-5 times. Which one?
This one.
Yeah.
Is that purple?
This is a focal point. Yeah. Okay. Need to add some white over here. Then it's done. Done.
Don't do the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's really secret. And correct mine.
Are you doing it in layers?
I don't know, like I think I only have at most 2 layers. I don't have so rich color as yours.
You don't have rich color because your color. So yeah, your first issue is handle well. Do not use this one. If you use this, cannot use this one. You have to squeeze the color to here. You can't because I also some of this one I can't reach. You see a lot of time when I'm doing the middle form, it's cream, it's milk and to cream level. This one cannot go to that. Cannot go to that level. You can only milk and below. So you need milk to cream level. This one cannot reach. So you have to squeeze. You bought this one, right?
Yeah, I never use that.
Use it. I mean, I give you the pattern to yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you just arrange it. Basically, what primary color, the warm and cool, the secondary color, the luminous color, and then your earth tone colors. Then this one will be a special color. Special color is a lavender. It's a special color.
The last you added in there.
Yeah, yeah.